Hope you're having a great Monday, everyone, at the beginning of this Monday. And this is my daily vlog, episode 7. And I'd like to talk about what a warrior is. I've been thinking about what a warrior is for a very long time. There's a difference between a warrior and a soldier. Today, I've thought about it more than usual, so that's why I decided to put it on my daily vlog. But a soldier to me is somebody who follows orders and serves his country or his affiliated power, um, basically. And what a warrior is somebody who pursues strength within himself as well as pursuing strength without, like a soldier does. But a warrior is different in that he pursues that strength within himself, conquers his own weaknesses, fights his own battles that he needs to fight within, and in order to become better and better as a warrior, in order to become more of a warrior than he was. And soldiery started hundreds of years ago. You could say thousands. But being a warrior has always been an individual task. It has never been a task that can be ordered. It has never been a task that can be done in group functions. It is always something that is done within. And being a warrior has absolutely to do with conquering one's weaknesses and absolutely nothing to do with conquering external enemies in the purest sense of a warrior. Now, warriors do fight. They do fight and they do conquer enemies, but a true warrior realizes that one must conquer one's self. One must conquer one's ego. One must conquer one's fear and trepidation toward duty, or in doing one's duty, in order to become a more highly skilled individual. A soldier is basically just a job, even if you're being loyal to one's country, and that's very virtuous, being loyal to one's country, fighting on the behalf of one's country and for your brothers and sisters. That is very virtuous. But a warrior doesn't leave the battlefield on the literal battlefield. He or she, they're interchangeable because he and she can be anyone. Warriors haven't always been women for the vast majority of human history. But women can be warriors even if they don't kill, even if they don't fight, by being that within. And that's what men are as warriors too. That's why I say it's not confined. It's not finite in any one time. And being a warrior is something that requires not only conquering of oneself, but also the propagation of one's chosen ideals. If one chooses to follow a certain ideological string, you must follow that string all the way to its source, or at least try to. The progress along that virtuous path is what makes a warrior a continuous warrior, a progressing warrior. And this is explained in Bushido. The unidentification with oneself and the identification more with the ideology that reigns above one's self and one's actions. One's actions shoot towards this ideology in Bushido, for instance, and can increase or decrease based on one's strength, one's ability to follow the actions that one knows he must do, or she must do. Now, one thing to me that might sound very strange to a lot of people is that I believe mothers to be some of the greatest warriors in history. The average mother. I don't just mean mothers that fight in combat. I mean mothers just the average day mother who births children and takes care of them, who is a good mother. Now, the reason I think this is that, okay, becoming a mother, birthing a child requires a lot of pain. That's the pain aspect. Then, for years and years, if you're a good mother, you have to take care of your children. You have to feed them, as many times a day as is the custom for wherever you live, but just a sufficient amount. You have to take care of them. You have to teach them. You have to make sure that they have everything that they need. And this is a continuous process, a process that one can't just lay down when one wants to and just take a break. Just like being a warrior in other regards, one can't just lay down one's duty, one's code of honor, and take a break. Um, a mother must continuously be that to successfully rear her children. And this is true for fathers too. It's just that mothers are more, on average, more attentive to their children, and that's very important for them, for mothers to be more attentive if the father has to leave, um, go out to do a job, whatever, or doesn't have the same connection to the children as a mother does, because the breastfeeding process and the just coming out of the womb process connects a mother to her children in a greater extent than a lot of males, or most males, would be connected to their children, because it's more of a bodily connection and a psychological connection, because for mothers it's an extension of yourself more directly than it is an extension for fathers. But this applies to being a good father too. Uh, it's just as much, or just as much of being a warrior if you're a good father as being a good mother. Now, there's this old saying, this old Hindu saying. Um, when parents prefer their children to the children of others, war is near. War will always be near when that is true. And I truly believe that. When we decide that our children matter more, or that we care about our children more, war will most likely be near. Because there are only a limited amount of resources, a limited amount of capacity on this earth, space in which one can exist, for a certain amount of people to have the most. Because in the vast majority of the world is capitalistic, and space is capital. And and mothers and fathers, they want their children to have more. And so their children end up having more space based on the abilities and the capacity for mothers and fathers to provide that space. But if we decide that all people are related to us, all people are part of our family, all children are our children, then it's more likely that everyone's children will be better off. That everyone's children will be able to thrive to a greater extent, on average, than if a certain amount of first world countries just allow their children to have all the resources that they need and much more. Now, that's all I'll say about mothers and fathers, because I've gone on, and this is supposed to be a video about warriors, but these two things are basically intertwined. But a warrior, I've encountered times when I've faced death, and it wasn't just by my own hands, it's by other people's hands, and I came out on top. But the interesting thing is, I felt my ego take over. It was my ego playing off what I believed as far as virtues go, the compassion and not wanting people to die. That's why I was able to succeed. But what troubled me about this is that my intellect and my center of consciousness, my direct involvement with these situations, wasn't active at the time. It was purely based on the code that I had already written within myself that I didn't realize. And that was very interesting. That's what troubled me. And it led me to believe that warriors are those who are very much conscious of what they are doing. They have that center of consciousness, and they run with it, and they use it, and they're completely centered in it at the times when they have to perform their duty as warriors. I have not been able to achieve that yet, but I'm aware that it exists because of the situations that I've been in. I hope to in the future, if life and death situations come about, if these terrible situations somehow enter into my life once again, I hope to be able to be completely conscious and be centered in my own consciousness as an individual soul, and perform from that seat of consciousness. that's my next stage, just in a vague understanding of what a warrior is and a base understanding of what a warrior is. There's a lot more complicated ideas I have about warriors and my own role, but for this video, I really have been thinking vaguely about what a warrior is, and those are the base ideas of what I view. Now, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you enjoy this kind of content, please subscribe. I really need the help trying to get these ideas out there. It isn't easy. This niche that I got, it ain't big, and a lot of people aren't interested in it. But I hope that I will get more people interested in it if I get more views. So please help me out and view my other videos, and I will talk to you soon. The vlog that I'm coming up with is just going to be tomorrow. It's going to be every day. So that's what I'm shooting for. Y'all have a good one.